Celebrity feuds are nothing new, but some have taken things to a new level. From public shade to social media rants, these celebrity beefs had everyone talking. And today, we're going to break down 11 of the biggest, messiest, and most entertaining feuds in Hollywood history. Let's dive right in. Kanye West versus Taylor Swift. In 2009, the MTV Video Music Awards became the setting for one of the most unforgettable moments in pop culture history. Taylor Swift, then just 19, had won Best Female Video for her hit, You Belong With Me. As she stepped on stage to accept the award, her joy was shattered when Kanye West stormed onto the stage. Grabbing the mic from Taylor, Kanye declared to the audience, "I'ma let you finish, but Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time." The crowd was shocked, Taylor stood speechless, and the media firestorm began. The incident cast Kanye as the villain and drew sympathy for Taylor. President Obama even chimed in, calling Kanye a jackass, and public opinion overwhelmingly favored the young country singer. Kanye eventually apologized, but the drama resurfaced in 2016 when he released the track Famous, where he rapped, "I feel like I and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bop, I'm famous." Taylor claimed she never approved of the lyrics, but Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian, leaked footage of a phone call that appeared to show Taylor agreeing to the lyric. The feud reignited, now hotter than ever, as fans divided into Team Kanye and Team Taylor. This beef has never truly ended. Taylor addressed it in her Reputation album, clearly venting her frustrations and calling out Kanye's betrayal. Kanye, on the other hand, has continued to make headlines for his controversial actions and statements, seemingly unfazed by the ongoing tension. The result is a cultural moment that shaped both of their careers. Taylor turned the negativity into a creative fuel, while Kanye reinforced his persona as a disruptor. Their feud remains iconic, a defining moment in celebrity clashes that is still referenced to this day. Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. The clash between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B was inevitable the moment Cardi skyrocketed to fame. Nicki had long been the reigning queen of rap, and Cardi's sudden success with Bodak Yellow shook the industry. It wasn't long before rumors of tension between the two started swirling. In 2018, at New York Fashion Week, those tensions boiled over into a full-blown altercation. At a high-profile event, Cardi B allegedly tried to confront Nicki about comments she had made behind the scenes. The argument quickly escalated and a fight broke out. Cardi was seen leaving the event with a visible bump on her forehead, reportedly caused by security during the scuffle. The images of Cardi storming out barefoot with her dress torn became instantly viral. In the aftermath, both women took to social media to air their grievances. Cardi accused Nicki of attempting to sabotage her career, claiming Nicki had been spreading lies about her behind her back. Nicki responded on her Queen radio show, calling out Cardi and denying the allegations. The feud was now out in the open, with both rappers making public jabs at each other. Though there hasn't been a public confrontation since, the tension between them remains. They've both continued to make music, often throwing subliminal shots in their lyrics. However, neither has publicly expressed any interest in making peace. The beef between Nicki and Cardi not only divided fans, but also highlighted the fierce competition in the rap world. Their rivalry is one of the most high-profile in the industry, representing the battle for dominance in female rap. Drake versus Meek Mill. In 2015, the hip-hop world was shaken when Meek Mill accused Drake of using ghostwriters to write his music. This accusation hit hard, as authenticity is a huge part of hip-hop culture. Meek took to Twitter to vent his frustrations, claiming that Drake didn't even write his own verses for their collaboration. RICO. Drake's response was swift. Instead of addressing the claims directly on social media, he did what he does best. He dropped diss tracks. Charged Up was the first, and it sent ripples through the industry. But it was the follow-up, Back to Back, that became legendary. Drake's bars were sharp, mocking Meek for playing a secondary role in his then relationship with Nicki Minaj and calling him out for his weak response. The track became a massive hit, with fans and even casual listeners tuning in to see how the feud would unfold. Meek tried to clap back with his own diss track, but by then, the damage was done. Drake had already won in the court of public opinion. Back to Back was being played in clubs, on the radio, and even earned a Grammy nomination. Meek, on the other hand, found himself struggling to recover from the public humiliation. Years later, the two rappers managed to put their differences aside, and in 2018, they surprised fans by squashing their beef and even collaborating on new music. The result was a redemption arc for Meek Mill, who had also gone through a public legal battle and prison time. Their feud had once seemed like it would never end, but in the end, it became a story of reconciliation. Katy Perry versus Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift finds herself in yet another high-profile feud, this time with fellow pop star Katy Perry. The beef reportedly began over something as trivial as backup dancers. In 2013, several of Taylor's dancers left her Red tour early to join Katy's Prism tour. This move was seen by Taylor as a deliberate attempt to sabotage her tour. In a 2014 interview, Taylor hinted at the feud without naming names, saying that another female artist had done something so horrible that it became impossible for them to remain friends. She described the situation as being about business, not boys, which only fueled speculation. Soon after, Katy tweeted, "Watch out for the Regina George in sheep's clothing," a not-so-subtle dig at Taylor. In 2015, Taylor released her single, Bad Blood, widely believed to be about Katy Perry. The song was a massive hit, and fans quickly connected the dots, assuming it was a direct shot at her former friend. Katy later responded with her own song, Swish Swish, which many interpreted as her musical clapback. For years, the feud continued, with both singers making veiled comments about one another in interviews and on social media. However, by 2018, the tides began to turn. Katy sent Taylor an actual olive branch before Taylor's Reputation tour, signaling that she was ready to end the drama. Taylor accepted the gesture, and the two finally buried the hatchet. They even appeared together in Taylor's 2019 music video for You Need to Calm Down, officially ending the feud in front of the world. Pusha T vs. Drake. The beef between Pusha T and Drake is one of the most brutal in recent hip-hop history. Though it dates back to the early 2000s, things took a dark turn in 2018 when Pusha released his diss track, The Story of Adidon. In it, he revealed that Drake had a secret son, Adonis, which the rapper had kept hidden from the public. The cover art for the track featured a photo of Drake in blackface, adding another layer of controversy to the already explosive diss. Drake was left reeling as Pusha's attack went beyond typical rap beef. It was personal. The revelation about his son was something Drake had planned to reveal in a more controlled way, possibly through his music. But Pusha T beat him to it, and the world learned about Drake's secret life before he had the chance to explain it. Drake responded with the track Duppy Freestyle, where he took shots at both Pusha T and Kanye West, Pusha's label boss. But it wasn't enough to quiet the storm. Pusha's diss had already done its damage, and Drake eventually confirmed the existence of his son on his album Scorpion. While the feud hasn't escalated further, there's no love lost between the two. Pusha's diss stands as one of the most devastating in rap history, and Drake has admitted that it was a hard blow. The feud may have quieted down, but the scars from this battle will likely never heal. 50 Cent vs. Ja Rule. In the early 2000s, one of the longest and most vicious feuds in hip-hop took center stage: 50 Cent vs. Ja Rule. This beef wasn't just about lyrical jabs, it turned physical, personal, and even involved law enforcement. The tension between 50 Cent and Ja Rule allegedly began over a robbery. According to reports, a friend of 50's robbed Ja Rule of his jewelry. Ja Rule believed 50 had something to do with it, and the bad blood began. What started as street beef quickly made its way into the music. In 1999, 50 Cent dropped the track Life's on the Line, taking his first shot at Ja Rule. But things escalated in 2002 when 50 released Wanksta, which took aim at Ja's credibility. 50 mocked Ja Rule for trying to appear tough in his music, when, in 50's eyes, Ja was living a different reality. This track became a huge hit, and Ja Rule's image took a serious blow. The beef spiraled into diss tracks from both sides, with Ja Rule firing back on tracks like Loose Change, where he not only dissed 50, but also dragged Eminem, Dr. Dre, and others into the fray. The feud got physical when members of Ja Rule's Murder Inc. crew allegedly attacked 50 Cent, resulting in a stabbing incident at a New York recording studio. From there, the beef turned into a legal battle, with Murder Inc. being investigated by the FBI for ties to organized crime, while 50 Cent used the opportunity to continue dissing Ja and Murder Inc. on record. The result of this beef was devastating for Ja Rule's career. While he had once been at the top of the charts, 50 Cent's arrival and relentless attacks contributed to Ja's commercial downfall. Meanwhile, 50 Cent went on to become one of the biggest stars in hip-hop, with his debut album Get Rich or Die Tryin' dominating the charts. Even though the two have thrown occasional shots at each other over the years, Ja Rule's career never fully recovered. Madonna versus Lady Gaga. Madonna, the queen of pop, and Lady Gaga, her spiritual successor, found themselves locked in a battle of egos and artistry. What started as admiration from Gaga's side soon turned into a rivalry that played out in interviews, performances, and the media. The tension began around 2011, when Gaga released her single, Born This Way. Critics and fans alike noticed a striking resemblance between Gaga's song and Madonna's 1989 hit, Express Yourself. The comparisons were immediate and relentless. Madonna herself added fuel to the fire by publicly commenting on the similarities, calling Gaga's song reductive in an interview. She even performed a mashup of the two songs during her MDNA tour, driving home the point that she believed Gaga had copied her. Lady Gaga, for her part, always claimed that Madonna had been an inspiration, but she took offense to the idea that she was simply a copy. She fired back in interviews, saying that Madonna's remarks felt like a betrayal from someone she once looked up to. Gaga also pointed out that pop music often draws on the same influences, suggesting that Madonna was overreacting. The feud simmered in the background for years, with each artist taking subtle digs at one another. In 2016, during her Netflix documentary 5'2", Gaga made a clear distinction between herself and Madonna, stating that Madonna refuses to look me in the eye. The Cold War between the two pop titans continued. Despite their differences, in 2019, Madonna posted a photo of herself and Gaga at an Oscar after-party, seemingly suggesting that they had buried the hatchet. While the photo hinted at reconciliation, neither star has publicly addressed the feud in depth since. But their rivalry remains one of pop music's most iconic battles. Miley Cyrus versus Nicki Minaj. The 2015 MTV Video Music Awards saw another infamous celebrity beef, this time between Miley Cyrus and Nicki Minaj. The tension began when Nicki expressed frustration on Twitter after her hit Anaconda wasn't nominated for Video of the Year. She tweeted about how the music industry often rewards other kinds of artists, interpreted by many as thinly veiled criticism of the industry's treatment of black women. Miley Cyrus, who was hosting the VMAs that year, gave an interview in the days leading up to the event where she criticized Nicki's response. Miley said that Nicki's comments weren't very kind and framed them as a personal attack. Nicki didn't take too kindly to this and was clearly still upset when the night of the VMAs rolled around. During the live broadcast, after accepting her award for Best Hip-Hop Video, Nicki called out Miley directly, saying, "And now, back to this that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?" The moment was shocking, as the cameras quickly cut to Miley, who tried to play it off, saying her comments were taken out of context. But the damage was done. Though there wasn't any further public confrontation, the feud lingered in the media and fan discussions. The moment went viral and became a meme, but neither Nicki nor Miley seemed interested in making amends afterward. To this day, they haven't worked together or addressed their issues in public again, leaving the beef as a memorable pop culture clash from one of the VMA's most dramatic nights. Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera. Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, two of the biggest pop stars of the late 90s and early 2000s, were always pitted against each other by the media. Both had come from the Mickey Mouse Club, and when their solo careers took off around the same time, comparisons were inevitable. While the rivalry seemed mostly manufactured by the press at first, it turned real when Christina made a few pointed comments about Britney in interviews. Christina criticized Britney's image, suggesting that Britney's innocence was a facade. Meanwhile, Britney's team subtly fired back by keeping the two stars in competition through public appearances and awards shows. In 2003, the feud took center stage during the infamous MTV Video Music Awards performance, when both Britney and Christina performed with Madonna. The performance made headlines for Britney and Madonna's onstage kiss, but viewers noticed that Christina was largely sidelined in the coverage, which only seemed to deepen the tension between the two pop princesses. Over the years, both Britney and Christina have downplayed the feud, with Christina publicly supporting Britney during her highly publicized conservatorship battle. However, for much of the early 2000s, their rivalry dominated the tabloids, with both stars frequently being compared in terms of success, vocal talent, and public image. Though the feud wasn't as explosive as others, it remains one of the most talked about celebrity rivalries from the golden age of pop music. Today, it's mostly seen as a product of the media's obsession with creating competition between female artists. Solange versus JayZ. The public didn't know there was trouble between JayZ and his sister-in-law Solange until a shocking video surfaced in 2014. The footage, taken from an elevator security camera, showed Solange physically attacking JayZ after the Met Gala. Beyoncé was also in the elevator, but remained passive as Solange hit and kicked JayZ, while he tried to defend himself without retaliating. The video spread like wildfire, with fans and media outlets speculating about what had caused the altercation. Rumors swirled that JayZ's infidelity had been the catalyst, and that Solange was defending her sister. Neither JayZ, Beyoncé, nor Solange initially addressed the fight, but the incident became one of the most talked-about moments in pop culture that year. In the aftermath, the family released a joint statement, saying they had moved forward as a united family. JayZ later confirmed in a 2017 interview that the fight had been about something personal, and that he and Solange were on good terms. He referred to the incident as a family matter that they had all worked through. Despite the shocking nature of the altercation, the beef between Solange and JayZ appears to have been resolved privately. However, the elevator fight will forever remain a notorious moment in celebrity history, symbolizing the complex dynamics within the Carter-Knowles family. Justin Bieber versus Orlando Bloom. In 2014, a clash between pop star Justin Bieber and actor Orlando Bloom made headlines when the two were involved in a physical altercation at a restaurant in Ibiza, Spain. The fight reportedly started over Bieber's relationship with Orlando's then ex-wife, Miranda Kerr. Rumors had circulated that Bieber had gotten a little too close to Kerr while she was still married to Bloom, and the tension finally came to a head during their run-in. According to eyewitnesses, Orlando threw a punch at Bieber, which was caught on camera and quickly went viral. Bieber didn't retaliate, but taunted Orlando by posting, and quickly deleting, a picture of Miranda Kerr on his Instagram after the incident, further escalating the tension. Though the two never had another public altercation, the feud was the talk of tabloids for months. Fans of both stars took sides, and the media ran with the story, speculating about the details of Bieber's relationship with Kerr and the cause of the fight. The beef eventually fizzled out, and Orlando later downplayed the incident, saying it was nothing. Bieber, for his part, has matured since then and hasn't revisited the conflict. However, the Bieber versus Bloom brawl remains one of the most unexpected celebrity feuds to this day. From public spats to private altercations, these celebrity feuds have captured the world's attention and given us some of the most memorable moments in pop culture. While some stars have managed to make amends, others still carry the scars of their battles. Whether it's rap beefs, pop diva drama, or physical fights, these clashes remind us that even the rich and famous aren't immune to conflict.